நிகழ உள்ளது HCL Cyclothon சென்னை.
Dear guests, HCL is a $13.4 billion conglomerate founded in 1976. It has a presence across varied sectors that include technology, healthcare, sports, music, and environment.
HCL 1976ஆம் ஆண்டில் தொடங்கப்பட்ட $13.4 பில்லியன் மதிப்புள்ள நிறுவனமாகும். மேலும் தொழில்நுட்பம், சுகாதாரம், விளையாட்டு, இசை, சுற்றுச்சூழல் என அனைத்து துறைகளிலும் செயல்பட்டு வருகிறது.
As part of its initiatives, HCL promotes sports and works towards inculcating the spirit of sportsmanship in the society. HCL supports niche sports such as bridge, squash, and now has recently added cycling to its portfolio.
மக்களிடையே விளையாட்டு திறனை ஊக்குவிக்கும் வகையில் பிரிட்ஜ், ஸ்குவாஷ் போன்ற முக்கிய விளையாட்டுக்காக முதலீடு செய்யும் HCL கடந்த ஆண்டிலிருந்து சைக்கிளிங்கையும் இவ்வரிசையில் இணைத்துள்ளது.
I welcome all the cyclists who are present today. I also thank all the media friends, all the media guests who took out the time to join us for the launch. We are extremely glad to host you.
இங்கு வருகை தந்திருக்கும் அனைத்து சைக்கிளிஸ்ட்களையும் வரவேற்கிறோம். மேலும் தங்களது பொன்னான நேரத்தை எங்களுடன் செலவிட வந்திருக்கும் ஊடக நண்பர்களுக்கும் எங்களது பணிவான வணக்கங்கள்.
We also have among us stage and welcome our dignitaries. Sundar, please join us on the stage. We have with us our esteemed guest, Mr. Onkar Singh, Secretary General ACC, and Maninder Singh, Secretary General Cycling Federation of India. I request both of you to please join us on the stage, and I request Sundar to please present a bouquet to our guests. Let's have a huge round of applause for our dignitaries. I request Sundar to give the memento to Maninder Singh. Let's have a huge round of applause for our chief guest. I request Sundar to present a memento to our
We discussed this last year also, from where it started, the whole vision, how cycling was, is growing after COVID specifically, both professionally, amateur-wise, also for people who are into fitness, and who want to take up cycling as a fitness activity. We have seen a long way, when I think in 90s, I think Onkar sir and Mandirji will know better, when the geared cycle came, and then from a normal cycle, and then people started commuting. And now we see cycles of such fine precision technology that there are cyclists, we see them riding at a speed of 40-50 km per hour on ECR road. So with this, I would like to invite and ask Sundar about this whole vision. And it's not just a dream anymore, because we have lived 3 editions, 2 in Noida, 1 in Chennai. Sundar, your views, what we saw last year in that rain, and how people came with in a huge number in that whole motivation and adrenaline. What is HCL looking forward, the whole vision, and then where do we see the cycling going, and HCL Cyclothon going from here?
Hello, thank you, Abhishek. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, first of all, I'm lots of thanks to Mr. Megnath Reddy, Mr. Omkar Singh, Mr. Mahinder Singh, and of course Abhishek and Rajat for this. It's a pleasure to be here, and of course very delighted to see such a, what I call, an audience of media people, of enthusiastic cyclists, and all of our friends in this room today. So, to talk a little bit about HCL, and I think Alisha in her introduction did mention the fact that we were a $13.4 billion odd technology and allied areas sort of enterprise. We've been in next year, or year after next, is going to be a 50th year of existence. So it's a long journey in the Indian technology firmament for us. Our founder, Shiv Natar, is a Tamil Nadu person, as all of you know. He grew up and was born and brought up in Tamil Nadu, and we spent his early years here. And we have a lot of a lot of things that we do in this state, and many of you know that. I think Tamil Nadu and Chennai is our largest operation from HCL Technologies perspective. I have my colleague Srimati, who corporate vice president from HCL Technologies here. Thank you, Sri. And she's an ardent cyclist as well, so that's a benefit for us in that sense. So one of the things that we at HCL do, we like to think of ourselves as while we do a lot of work in healthcare, technology, etc., but if at the core of it, our thinking has always been, and we have spent a lot of time thinking about this, as to what do we do exactly? What is it that we want to do? And the answer in our head is that we look at humans, we look at all of us, and see what can we do as an organization to help each other reach the highest potential that we can, right? So we think of ourselves as somebody who multiplies human potential. If there's a certain potential that we have individually in ourselves, what can we do as an organization? What can we do to help each other multiply our potential and reach to the extent, or the largest extent that we can? So that's the essence of the work that we do, and that philosophy extends in our, in the work that we do and in all the activities that we work for. And with that in mind, one of the things, and we started this about, specifically in sports, if I talk about sports, about 10 odd years ago, we talked to ourselves and just thought about what is it that is the most, clear way of looking at human potential at the edge or the cusp of the top of performance. And that is, in a sense, is all about performance athletes. All of us are very excited when we see a cricket match, when we see our team winning. All of us are excited when we see a badminton or any sport for that matter. So sports in our mind is one of the key ways in which the human potential multiplied aspect is very clearly shown in whatever that we do. So with that in mind, we then started thinking in terms of what do we do for sports as HCL. And we looked at various sports. And as Abhishek mentioned, during the times of COVID, we started again thinking further. And one of the sports that we really thought would be of great value for us to think about is cycling, right? Over the last, I think, 20-25 years, running has been quite a sport which a lot of people have started taking up. All of us are, if you look at your Instagrams or you look wherever, you see a lot of people are running these days. And a lot of people are cycling as well. And as I'm sure Kar Singh, Maninder Singh have been working at this for the last so many years. But I'm not certain if cycling has received the same amount of energy or enthusiasm as maybe as running has. And we felt that it's a very good sport. Anybody can do it, various levels. You can reach the pinnacle of the sport as well as you can do it in a casual, in a more amateur fashion as well. So with that in view, we felt that one of the ways we could look at human potential multiplied is look at cycling and look at what we can do for cycling and to help build some sort of and more interest in the sport as such. And our current solution at the moment is let's create some very top of the line, absolutely world-class cycling competitions, which we started last year from Noida, and of course, the same last year we did one in Chennai as well. And we hope to continue this at least one of the things that we do for cycling as we move forward. So that, Abhishek, a long answer to your short question, was the fact that our entire interest in cycling is all about how do we take this sport forward and how do we sort of help it. And this is a long-term thing from our perspective. It's not a one-off race or something. And we are very delighted, of course, the fact that there is working very closely with the government of Tamil Nadu, and Mr. Meghnad Reddy will talk about it when he gives his chief guest remarks, and of course working closely with the Cycling Federation as well. So we hope it cannot be done in isolation. It has to be done and as many partners as possible, and with all of us and with your support, we hope to really take this forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Sundar. And a long answer to my short question. I remember first year the questions used to be longer, because we wanted people to understand what we are doing. And I think every year, if we'll see, answers will get longer because we'll have more content, questions will get shorter. And with this, like you mentioned about human potential, multiplying it, and then providing something back to the society where we see something happening. I, as a sportsman, as a cyclist or a triathlete, I was shocked, when we cycle on the road, we cycle, say, 30, 31, 32. As an amateur, Maninder said, not like a professional, but we cycle like 30, 31, 32, 35 km per hour. But I have seen cyclists. We have one winner of Noida here. That girl cycle 39 kilometer per hour. So even the amateurs are, they're realizing their potentials. And there was a lot what we saw in 2 editions of Noida and Chennai. And with that, I'll request Rajat, uh, if you can share some light of what was the experience, how you felt when we experienced the second edition in Noida, and what we are going to bring different in Chennai in the second edition.
Thanks, Abhishek, and thank you, Sundar. Thank you, Reddy sir. Thank you, Omkar Singh. Thank you, Maninder sir. Uh, and thank you for everyone to come in and join us for this second edition launch. Uh, like Sundar mentioned about our philosophy of HCL Group, uh, I'll just take this a little further. HCL Sports is all about multiplying potential of athletes and the ecosystem, right? So now with that thought in mind, how do we impact cycling is one of the things that we thought about. And I think the first 2 editions in Noida and Chennai were more about doing this event, promoting cycling to amateurs and other people. But the second edition of Noida, which saw a double participation from the first edition, uh, basically, what we did was we looked at the feedback coming in from cyclists. There are, of course, distance categories like 55 kilometers, 27 kilometers, and 10 kilometers. We increased some race categories, we increased some age groups so that we have more participation, right? Whether it's from amateurs or people like us, who generally cycle, like hobbies, right? So we did that. We also did a lot of RW engagements, a lot of promotional rides within Noida, within Delhi NCR, and which is why we had a lot of participation. We actually had to stop the participation at a certain point of time, but we had about 2,500 people participating in Noida second edition. We're looking to do the same thing in Chennai. Second edition, we are increasing a race category. Of course, Abhishek will talk more about the technical details of it, but we are increasing the race categories. The race route is the same, and thanks to Reddy sir and of course Stalin sir, who for the first time ever, that entire stretch of road till from ECR or Mayajal complex to Mahabalipuram was open for cyclists to cycle at will, right? So that was one of the biggest things that we did, and without the support of the government of Tamil Nadu, this couldn't have happened. Of course, we worked a lot with CFI to see how we can get the best cyclists in the country to participate in this race. It's also part of the CFI calendar. So thank you, sir, for the continued association. So we're looking to do the same thing in Chennai edition 2. It's the same stretch of road. We're increasing race categories. We have increased the prize money. There is, I think, the addition of one more age group in the amateur category. We're looking to increase participation. That is one aspect of it. But also, one of the things that we want to do this year is how to look at safety of cyclists. In the last year or so, we have seen a lot of deaths happening on the road for cyclists, hit and run cases and all of that. So we have spoken to Reddy sir and Atul Mishra sir, on how to get this, at least sensitize, like for example, the bus drivers or auto drivers and all of the cab drivers. So we are working on a campaign. We will also try and launch this. This won't be just specific to cyclothon, but it will probably be a year-round activity. We'll do some rides with them. We'll sensitize these people and try and make roads a little more safer for cyclists. So that's one of the other things that we are trying to do. So we are looking for increased participation and increased support from all of you guys. Thank you so much.
Wow. So before I
First of all, I'm grateful to HCL and of course Megnath Reddy ji, who's been always a pillar of strength for all the sports in the Tamil Nadu state, and especially what he's doing for cycling. I'm really grateful to government of Tamil Nadu for extending so much of support to cycling. Gentlemen, ladies, we've gone a long way. If we think of it, cycling it's not just cycling. It's when a child grows up, the first thing he asks is a cycle. Anyone. And I think out of 140 million people, 140 crore people, 100 crore must have ridden a bicycle once in a lifetime. So coming with the HCL, I think that we didn't have this resources or this kind of support to reach to those people who really cycle. We are into competitive cycling. I think HCL was the conduit for us to reach to each and every cyclist in the country. So I'm grateful to HCL for joining with us, for taking this mission forward. Cycling, basically, it saves fuel, it's environmental friendly, and plus it's a poor man's transport and a rich man's leisure and fitness. So it's related to each and every person in the world. Cycle. So getting down to each and every person to give the benefit of cycling. You know, we have a tagline which says burn fat, not fuel. So when you burn your fat, you're saving the fuel, you're saving the environment, and plus it's most healthy sport, if I may say so. Plus the amount of people who are getting into cycling. It shows, it's growing, day by day growing. And thanks to HCL, who's taking to that level that people started cycling off and on. And now they're taking it regularly as a way of their life. HCL, I think you're synonym to cycling now. You'll be doing a lot of sports otherwise, but cycling, I believe now we are synonym with HCL for cycling, reaching to those. I know you've been supporting squash, you've been supporting bridge, but the amount of, the cycling goes down to the line with most of the people in the country, which other sports will not do that. So thank you so much for coming in. And Abhishek, your answer is, to that question, we are going far ahead. And mind you, you'll see in the days to come. And it will be, HCL Cyclothon will be one of the most sought after event in the country. Like we had marathons, we have so many things, but yes, we have just started, but in 3 years' time, it's been growing like anything, and I believe in other years to come. And mind you, Mr. Megnath Reddy is here. I'm trying to bring Asian Cycling Road Championship to India in 2026.
Wow.
Which I'm quite sure I will be able to do it. And my first choice will be Chennai. I'll talk to...
We are setting the route, sir.
Yeah. That's my dream, because last time we held the road championship was in Delhi, that was 2013, and we held it at F1 circuit. Right. But this time we want to hold it on the roads of the city so that people can see it's a 5-6 day event where about 40 countries come in and the whole Asian continent is there. So I'll try to bring this to Chennai, and God willingly, with support of the government, support of HCL, we'll always do it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No, sir, that's a great news, and I think it's a huge news. Like, it's big. Asian
dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, cycling enthusiasts, friends from media, அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம்.
Indraji, you see kids coming to Cycling Federation of India, through different states federations, and they're kids who are 15, 16, 17-year-old who have a dream to go and win the medal for the country in nationals, Asian, this. How it has grown, say 20 years back, and now because cycling is there, HCL is doing races, Tamil Nadu government, there are multiple governments who are supporting. Have you seen the rallies going up, like the medals in national, international circuit in cycling?
So again, short question, it's going to be a long answer. So pardon me for that. But yeah, so this question deserves that much answer. So see, when it comes to professional cycling, that is where our expertise lies. That is where we are into that sphere. But to get to that professional phase, there are a lot of things that need to be first built on. Uh, what we have observed over the past 15 years is basically who are the people who actually take up cycling as a sport, for any sport for that matter in this country. They are mostly people who are passionate about that sport, but that percentage is very less. Uh, the larger percentage is people who are looking to get a job, who are looking to take it to the level where they can use that platform to get somewhere else. So until and unless there is a mass participation, there is events like HCL Cyclothon. We can't really pull out elite cyclists from there. So this is one part of it, and the most important. Not just one part. This is the most important, because until unless a community rides, until unless a parent ride, he would not know the thrill of riding a cycle, and he's not going to help his kid develop that skill in cycling until unless they do it themselves. So I don't know if you noticed it or not. In Noida, I did notice. We when we reached the site of the start point, there were more parents than kids at the start line first.
True.
Yeah, there were more parents, and then the kids came in later.
Correct.
Yeah, so that is exactly what has changed. The landscape has, of course, changed after Corona.
Yep.
And the ad that you showed, it exactly replicates what I'm saying.
Right.
So thank you, HCL. Thank you, government of Tamil Nadu, for all their support. Just one thing to add to this, there are some good news, because cycling is not like Mr. Sundar just said, that it is not picked up as much popularity as something like a marathon or something. But whenever we get a platform, we do share these things. In the past 5 years, 6 years, where the federation has, what the federation has achieved, what our cyclists has achieved, is something which is absolutely extraordinary in the world of cycling. In a period of 5 years, from ranked 180 plus in about 200 cycling playing nations, in a period of 4 years, we became junior world champions. We broke all Asian records. At the junior level, we won our first medal in the road continental championship this year, a couple of months back. The international body, the UCI, has rated us as they have a pointing system of administration and how a federation works. They've rated us 10 out of 10, which is absolutely not possible. It is not that the federation has done. This is where people like HCL or the state governments come in, because when they see these events happening, when they see the number of people riding a cycle in a country and coming out of this mass participation events, so that is where we have risen to. So thank you all. You are all part of this journey. This is not an organization where we call it as a federation. We always refer to as a family. The bigger the family, the merit. So thank you all for being here, for being part of this initiative, which I'm pretty sure is gonna rise to a level where we'll see. Just one more thing. You must have all heard about Tour de France. There are continental teams which take part in that. So for the first time, in the team Astana, which is one of the leading teams, so they have started the women continental team, and we have an Indian for the first time riding in that continental team.
Wow.
This is something
We are
very
growing,
huge.
true.
This is really huge, and not because he is here, so I'm saying, but this was absolutely and totally his efforts, because that team is registered in Asia. So when we have somebody like Omkarji sitting at the helm of the things, so we can nudge him, and we can pull some strings and say we need somebody. So but that is something huge, and the report that we are getting from Team Astana is that she is phenomenal. She is still a junior. She's just turned elite. So we have a long road ahead. There are a lot of prospects in cycling. So let's all get together and make HCL Cyclothon one of the most successful events, at least in Asia. And there are bigger things in store for sure. So thank you all.
Thank you, Maninderji. It's a great news that an Indian cyclist is now going to take part in Tour de France as Team Astana also. Now all this, obviously, we all know